gonna stop or give it up. Killing infidels, always got it planned. Underhand, give Allah a yell. My, I, whoa! My Sharia. My Sharia. My Sharia.
You know, nothing is new under the sun. Nothing is new under the sun. That was Mohammed Morsi back in 2011 going, my Sharia, we in Egypt need the Sharia. He's on death row right now, but the quest, the desire, the lust for the Sharia has not left the Islamic world. Indeed, the Islamic State wants nothing other, Imam Abdullah.
Yes, Tom.
Than the Sharia.
That is what we love, Tom. That is Allah's law. To hell with your man-made law and your constitution.
That's right.
Oh, my.
I'm
not supposed to be on the films there, Tom. I could get in trouble at my masjid.
You have been outed. They know who you are.
That's right.
Or if they've been watching any of the videos we've done in any place in the country, they may know who you are anyway. But they may not know who I am right now as they're driving in their automobiles on this beautiful 3rd of July, Friday, 2015, one day after the 4th of July, one day after Independence Day. So
what are you talking about?
We regrettably, we didn't celebrate Independence Day yesterday when we should have. So today's the 3rd. We'll anticipate tomorrow, Saturday the 4th, and we'll celebrate Independence Day. That's the new rule for the Western world, in fact, for America. I'm proposing here, you've heard it first, at 8 minutes after the hour. Enemies of the State, Tom Trento. WSBR Radio, RedStateTalkRadio.com. I'm proposing a change in the calendar.
Really?
Yes.
We celebrate Independence Day not on the day that it was originally signed, not on the day that this declaration thing came around, not on the 2nd, not on the 4th, but we celebrate on the 3rd. We split the baby in half, and we have it the right way historically. All in favor, clap.
You know how many songs would have to be rewritten?
Born on the 3rd of July.
I got a good argument for this. All you've got to go is to Dopepedia, and Dopepedia, now, how do I do this with this newfangled computer?
I happen to have it right.
Yeah, but I got it
right here. Okay.
There it is. Okay.
Well, if you turn your IVJ on, we can actually see what you're saying.
No, I got to learn. Teach me how to fish, and I can swim. Teach me how to eat, and I'll get fat. Independence Day, and what we're doing. Well, what are we doing today, Damon?
Today, we've got a handful of stories. We're going to do some 4th of July stuff because it is the as opposed to what you're trying to do with people, it is the birthday of our nation. So we're going to do some 4th of July stuff about this great country of ours.
That's on the 3rd. So you say we're anticipating, as opposed to celebrating, you're anticipating the birth of the country.
Yes.
Okay, I disagree with that.
Now, this is something very interesting that should scare the bejesus out of a lot of people, especially our good friends in Israel, and that is Hamas and Hezbollah said to discuss Israel's ceasefire. It shouldn't be Israel ceasefire. It should be attacks on Israel.
That's right.
Musa Abu Marzouk, who we've done a lot of work about, visits Beirut in secret to meet Hassan Nasrallah over reported back-channel talks with Israel. Basically, you have the one of the 2nd or 3rd highest guy in command at Hamas, Musa Abu Marzouk, formerly of the Holy Land Foundation and several other terrorist groups here in the States, that was sitting in a prison in Virginia not that long ago.
Well, just to give our audience a little update, Musa Abu Marzouk is the person who is the architect of the 1993 Philadelphia CARE meeting to form CARE. And he's also a specially designated global terrorist by Bill Clinton. In fact, he was one of the very first ones put on a terror list by Bill Clinton because of the Oslo Accords. And he's a longtime billionaire Jew hater.
And he'll be meeting with Hassan Nasrallah.
We're going to go into this. So the head of Hamas, Sunnis,
right?
Yes.
He's going to meet with the head of Hezbollah, Nasrallah. They
Shiite.
hate each other.
They hate each other,
And
but
they're
they
just-
have a common love.
They have a common hatred of
All right,
Israel.
Love
so
to
we're going
hate
to
you.
celebrate
All right, give it
our
a go.
great country. We're going to celebrate the enemy's efforts to destroy Israel or recognize that. What else are we doing?
Oh, what else do we have here? Give me 1 second. We have Jerusalem Jane going to come on the show.
JJ,
Haven't seen with her for a
baby.
little while.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we also have a story we did not get to yesterday, and that is Ted Cruz calls Obama's Cuba embassy decision a slap in the face to Israel.
Wow, we got a lot
It's
of
also a
stuff.
slap in the face to every good Cuban that came here and fled Castro. So that's pretty pathetic.
And his dad's Cuban, right? Cruz?
Yes.
Yes.
We have business leaders in Jordan say ISIS or Islamic State, barbarians at the gate threatening development. So essentially the Islamic State has put a halt to any economic development in Jordan because they're a bunch of barbaric guys from the 7th century.
We're looking around the globe, ladies and gentlemen, at 12 minutes after 4. Tom Trento, your host, Enemies of the State. The radio station you're listening to is WSBR, W Sunny Boca Raton, 740 on the dial. Again, for all you folks that are midnight stalkers, midnight owls, whatever, Red State Talk Radio, we're repeated on redstatetalkradio.com. That's the website. You look, they got Studio A, Studio B. We are bad, Studio Bad. Just remember that. Studio B, midnight, East Coast time. And if you want to watch the show, you can go to our website, The United West. We put it up 4 o'clock every day. So today's show, Friday, stays until actually Monday. This thing stays over the weekend. And then Monday at 4 o'clock, we put up Monday's show.
Or Monday at
Tuesday
3.
show, yeah, 3. Or whatever. And I'm getting a lot of emails lately saying, I got the audio, but not the video of the show. And I'm going, okay, Mark's doing something there, but no big deal. Yeah. So that's what we're all about. And we're happy you're here. Thank you for supporting us. We need continual support. $25 a month we're asking for. Go to our website, top right-hand side, donate securely, which means that no Islamic State people can see your business if you push the little button there. And it's a PayPal site. So if you have a PayPal account, just sign in with PayPal. Put $25 or $2,500, as the case may be, per month. The little box that says recurring. And if we were actually showing the people and instructing them as to how to do this on our website, we may actually get people that would sign up and do this.
Well, actually, you can donate on our YouTube page, too.
No, don't do that.
You don't like that one?
That drives us crazy. Go to our website, PayPal. If you don't have a PayPal account, right there, you can see down the bottom, there's the credit card icons. You click on continue. You put in your credit card information, hit recurring, and there you have it, $25 a month. Now, what is that? I mean, that's 1 cup of coffee, at Starbucks nowadays, $25 a month. And there it is, right there. There it was. You have to be fast if you want to donate. You got to be fast.
That's why we have no money.
That's simple, folks. Look, the box on the top, you put your number in there. You go down, you put your name. If you sign in on the right-hand side to PayPal, put all that crap in there, push the button. We take your money. We rock and roll. We fight the bad guys. Doesn't get any better than that.
That's correct.
You know,
Inshallah.
our failed fundraiser, other than one very generous person, thank you, B.
Everyone who gave anything.
No.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Was it
But our
Even
one
the cheapskates
super
are getting
generous guy
Yes.
that has taken care of us over the last several months.
Yes.
Outside of that, the words of endorsement from former Congressman Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, from Claire Lopez, from Rabbi Hausman,
Boykin.
they all, General Jerry Boykin, all said one thing about what you do, and that no one combines the street confrontation level with the academic and ideological, theological background. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of talking heads out there that can spout off and have guests and talk about this stuff. Very few people actually go out there and confront the Muslim Brotherhood on the steps of the Capitol and other places. And unfortunately, folks, the way things look, you're watching what could be the last month of enemies of the state.
Could be. Yep, that's the way it's headed. And we may be in a reorganizational phase. You never know. We're working diligently and desperately. But we may be down for a little while, but we will not be out. But we love our great country. And we're going to teach you a little something today. And I hope I can start a movement in the country to switch Independence Day to the 3rd of July. I truly believe historically that makes much more sense than the 4th, which is nonsensical. Thomas Jefferson agrees with me. Well, sort of. And the 2nd, which is what it really is. So we can't really go back that far.
When did it actually get signed?
No, but we could finish going over the stories for the day.
Yeah, we can do that. But I'm hooked on this July 3rd thing. Listen to this.
All right.
Okay. Ever see Jackie Gleason? Okay, now, let me see what we're doing here. Hey, what's his name? Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph.
Ralph Cramden. During the American Revolution, the separation of the 13 colonies from Great Britain occurred on July 2nd,
Yeah.
1776. Not this 4th nonsense.
Well, when did the Declaration actually get signed?
That doesn't matter. The separation was July 2nd. And I continue. When the Second Continental Congress voted to approve a resolution of independence, and it was proposed by Richard Henry Lee, that great guy from Virginia, declaring the United States independent from Great Britain. The resolution of independence was voted on July 2nd, 1776. Now, here's what happened next. After voting for independence, Congress, the Second Continental Congress, Congress turned its attention to the Declaration. They said, look, we are independent. We just voted on it. We got to make a little declaration. We got to declare that. And they wrote up a little statement, which was prepared by a committee of 5 people with T.J., Thomas Jefferson, as the principal author. And they debated and revised the wording, crossed it all out. They finally approved this little statement on July 4th, right? 1776. You would think that should be Independence Day.
No.
Not according to the author, Thomas Jefferson. He should know. Listen to what he said to his dear wife, Abigail. What do you think an Abigail looked like? Hot or not so hot?
None of them were too hot back then.
Yeah, what was that, you know?
No, they weren't real lookers back then.
Not like the
Not,
Tel Aviv
not real
ladies.
big into the bathing thing either, I don't think.
No,
Yeah, that's the reason they wore wigs. Yeah.
Oh, Abigail! Well, here's what T.J., Thomas Jefferson, wrote to his dear wife, Abigail. He said, Dear wife Abigail, the 2nd day of July, 1776, will be the most memorable epoch in the history of America. I, Thomas Jefferson, am apt to believe that it will be celebrated by succeeding generations as the great anniversary festival. It ought to be commemorated as the day of deliverance by solemn acts of devotion to God Almighty. Who said he was a deist? Solemn acts of devotion to God Almighty. It ought to be solemnized with pomp and parade, with shows and games and sports and guns and bells.
And guns?
This is 1776. Bonfires and illuminations from one end of this continent to the other, this time forward and forevermore. July 2nd, 1776. So says the author of the Declaration of Independence. Adam's prediction was off by 2 days.
2 days.
That's all. Come on, America. The poor guy wrote the thing, had to have a wife named Abigail with him, got involved in all this stuff, died for his beliefs and all of this. Let's I don't know if we can go back to the 2nd. That seems hard.
It's when did it get signed? That's
The
when it's
Declaration was signed. That's why I, Tom Trento, today declare July 3rd as Independence Day. It's a nod to Thomas Jefferson, and it's a nod to the 4th.
No, they actually signed it on the 4th.
It's a compromise. Come
They
on,
actually
politics
signed
is
it on the
compromise.
4th.
All right, well, concluding this, how do you like written in July on the 2nd of July, 1776? This guy's talking about drinking and guns and fireworks and sports
Nothing
games.
says America like guns and booze.
Man,
Guns, booze, and rockets and bombs.
he was prophetic. let me tell you, that guy was prophetic, Thompson.
Now, why they got all them laws that says we can't shoot our guns when we're celebrating?
See,
When day one we're talking about it.
Hey,
Nobody's
does anyone want to have odds if someone gets hit by a stray bullet in either Miami, Broward, or Palm Beach County over the from
Oh,
the
it's
fireworks
sad.
going off?
It's very dangerous. It's
Well-
very dangerous. But they may pull the Jefferson defense.
Well,
Oh, the guy who wrote this said we could shoot our guns.
Nice.
You know?
All right.
All right,
Well-
let's do this.
well,
Couple of quick points on
I think we should celebrate on July 5th, Tom.
the 5th.
Yeah, the 5th. I have a reason for celebrating on
All right,
July
why?
5th.
Why?
Is because this is when we come back and we defeat, the Japanese. World War II again.
With what,
USA,
commercial?
USA.
Oh, is this the World War II rematch?
World War II, World War II World Cup. Yeah, we defeated Germany the first time, and now we're going to defeat Japan.
They're in the semis. And now we face Japan in the finals.
Yeah,
Oh, so we defeated Germany
right,
with a great frontal attack
right,
through center field to the goal.
right.
And a little rough over the hedgehogs there.
Right.
Hedgerows.
Right.
A little rough.
Now
So now you want to nuke Japan again?
yeah,
What are we doing
yeah.
here?
Take them out, man. Japan took out the UK the other day. This is like World War II all over
My
again.
word, yeah.
It is.
This is how we should settle disputes on the football field.
That's right.
Commonly known in America by the real name of soccer.
I heard back in World War I that there actually was soccer going on the front lines between
Oh, yeah.
the enemies.
I
actually
did hear that. They had
actually-
I think it was during Christmas time.
Exactly right.
They had a little. Well, fighting has been different through the ages. But what I'd like to do, ask both of you guys, all three of you actually. We can start with you, Mark, and then Damon, then Imam Abdullah. Just short. What does America mean to you? What does America mean to you, Mark? J. Mark Campbell. What does America mean to you?
The last lines of that declaration we're talking about. A life, our fortune, our sacred honor. And that's what we fight. And that's why we do. That's who we are. America, we're going to get it wrong, till we eventually get it right. That's Winston Churchill saying that.
Damon, what does America mean to you?
I will take the last words from something else and say the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Okay, that's a song, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Abdullah, what does America mean to you?
America to me is the great Satan that will be taken down by Islam and over a matter of time. And you will either convert or be destroyed. It is up to you. Yeah, we have offered you conversion to Allah. In fact, good friend Anjum Chowdhury has offered you personally on several occasions. And that is it. I mean, it is very clear in the Muslim Brotherhood documents that we are here to destroy your own miserable house from within using your own hands and hands of the non-believers.
And especially on this 4th of July, you guys on Ramadan and us having 4th of July, you guys want to crank up those numbers, though, don't you?
Absolutely.
Your
Homeland Security has been making the warnings that my people might make attacks.
What is, for those of you that have not been following our show, it is 24 minutes after on Friday, July 3rd, the new Independence Day. But everybody watch on the 5th, that game. That should be pretty, we should go somewhere and watch that game. If you haven't been following it, on the 17th of June, the holy month of Ramadan began for the Islamic world. And as we explained, according to the doctrine, some of the doctrine of Islam, that's when Allah sent Gabriel to Muhammad, and Gabriel communicated the Quran to Muhammad, who was illiterate. And you guys believe this stuff? It's great, whatever. And that period, those 30 days, are a recognition of this great theological event in your lifetime. And what they're supposed to do, Muslims, is remove themselves from all bad stuff and fast as devotion to God, and then party like an animal after the sun goes down.
Yes, we get very fat during the month.
But the problem is, not all of Islam believes that. some of the more,
Actually, most of Islam believes the other way.
the more devout Muslims
Right.
believe that this is a time of what? Purification, is it?
Yes, purification. We must get rid of the heretic, the Shia. You see that there is bombings of Shia mosques in Kuwait, in Saudi Arabia, and other parts of the world. There is great fighting between the filthy Shia and us majority Sunni.
But that the viewer or listener would think that we are contriving this, turn on CNN, turn on MSNBC, and the talking head experts, when asked, why is there so much bombing going on right now in the Middle East? Muslim against Muslim, Muslim against tourists in Tunisia on the beach.
Very simple. Israel.
It's Israel's fault. No, the experts, and I've heard them on several different stations, go, well, this occurs during the month of Ramadan quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
There's quite a bit of bombing during Ramadan, and you go, and then you go, the devout people believe that they need to do the purification, kill the infidel, and kill the apostate Muslim.
Yeah, the only problem is most true infidels, people of the book, the Jews and you Christians, we've already killed most of you in the Middle East, so now we are focusing on the Shia and the Sunni that do not practice well.
All right, well,
So,
God bless you, and
well, let me
keep
give-
up your good work.
let me
Thank
give-
you very much.
let me give the-
Assalamu
Let me give the numbers real quick.
Let's have the update on
Yeah.
this 3rd of July,
Yeah, we have 149 terror attacks in the name of the religion of peace.
Since the 17th of June,
Yes.
that's what, 13, 30, 16 days.
Actually, these numbers are a little higher. It's just taking a little time to report them, to
You're
verify
looking
them.
about 10 a day. You're about 10 a day attacks.
Yeah. And suicide bombings, 27. Dead bodies. You guys are just rocking and rolling on the dead bodies.
Yes,
1,400.
1,402,
And the wounded, keep,
1896.
just rocking and rolling, man.
So we're
Can't you know?
32, 3,300.
What do we have by bombings from any other religion? How many terror
None.
attacks from
Still
any
just,
other religion?
we're still pitching a shutout.
Any suicide bombings from other religions?
No.
Any dead bodies?
No.
Any wounded?
No.
What's that last column by way of anti-Muslim?
Hate crime.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody
You know
killing
what?
Muslims?
I'm going to have to adjust the numbers. Well, maybe throw in the...
I believe what your Jerusalem Jane does at
Yeah.
the Temple Mount could be considered hate crime.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
we're
making
gonna
an
go to
appearance
her.
on the Temple Mount by a blonde and uncovered woman is a hate crime.
We're going to go to our blonde bombshell in just a couple of moments, Jerusalem Jane. But for the folks that have to leave us now, we know some folks have to leave at the bottom of the hour because they have to go back to work. And look, stick the thing in your ear. Tell the people you have audio problems. Your doctor wants you to wear this.
Right.
Put it on iHeart Radio. Put us on your iHeart Radio. Put it in your pocket. And just smile every once in a while looking at your boss and listen to the show. But if you do have to turn us off, we want to give you a couple of suggestions for this weekend. The federal authorities in the United States and worldwide are warning people because this recognition of the great Satan's Day of Independence, July 4th, a weekend, Friday, Saturday, today, tomorrow, and the next couple of days, happens to fall during Ramadan.
Right.
That pisses off some of the more devout Muslims.
Right.
And there may be some attacks by there's going to be attacks.
There's going to be attacks
by Muslims worldwide. There may be some in the United States. All right, gentlemen, this is your bailiwick. What personal suggestions do you have for our listeners and viewers to stay safe over this weekend?
Me, personally, don't
David,
drink
yes.
and drive.
No, how do they...
To just be observant. If you see something, say like for example, the Boston Marathon. You see something that's odd, out of proportion, out of suggestion. Say something to authorities.
Get me a picture of a typical Muslim guy, like even Marzouk, and then a picture of a typical nun, something like that.
Yeah, you see guys running around with Zabiba bumps on their heads, which looks like a big prayer bump. Just be on the lookout. I mean, the devout Muslims are the ones that are going to be carrying out these types of attacks, and they might try to disguise themselves, but it's just normal stuff that you would see people acting odd, just be aware. And the chances of you all are being attacked in this type of thing is about like a wheel falling on your head from an airplane. But if you are out there, you do see something, say something.
Yeah, I think the situational awareness is key. And what that means, and we have taught on this through the years, there's various levels of situational awareness. From right now, I'm aware of what's going on in the studio here, to the point where, I hear a sound coming from over that way, very acute awareness. Right. And to stay at that level of acute awareness is like you keep your foot on the gas pedal of a car and you stick the tachometer over the red line. It's very, very difficult to stay at that heightened level of awareness for long periods of time. So if you're traveling with others, almost have to trade off. But it means if you're going into any event that has a lot of people, that's going to be viewed as a soft target. That's where your awareness level has to go.
And also be aware of the security around you, too, because if you go into areas with higher security, the chances are that these are the areas that the bad guys want to avoid. And the Garland's a great example. It really is, because once you get past those layers of security, they're there for your protection. And that's what they're there for. And
the specific information that's coming down from the authorities is that the Islamic State is calling for the individual Muslims. And when the word individual is used, it's a complete misnomer. As you've seen in Garland and everywhere else, these guys are all tied into a mosque and they're all tied into a cell.
Right.
So when a Muslim goes kinetic, goes jihad, then there's trouble. If you're in a soft target area that has some sort of demonstration of the freedom of America, that's going to be a couple of lines of convergence. And you see a guy who looks like a Muslim guy, a Middle Easterner, untrimmed beard. The Islamic State beards are very specific. They're very untrimmed, no mustache, or very tightly cut here. And if you see somebody like that, and he's got a little prayer bump, a zabiba on his head, and he looks skinny, you can tell by their face, and you're in, say, South Florida, and he's got an overcoat on that goes out
in the middle of July.
Yeah, down to here, and he's sweating bullets. I would take out my camera, start taking. If you see this guy on the beach tanning himself next to you, I would get up slowly, walk over to the lifeguard, and say, "Lifeguard, I think we got a problem in aisle 4."
If you see someone like this, probably a safe bet. Nothing's going to happen to you.
You're okay. You got a blue-eyed, beautiful nun, on the beach. Don't worry about it. If you got this maniac, it's time to go to Plan B. Okay, that's our suggestion for a safe weekend. But let's go to the expert in Israel, because she really knows all things related to insanity that has to do with Ramadan and Muslims. Hello, Jerusalem Jane. How are you, sweetie?
How you doing?
Hey guys, I'm good. It's good to see you.
Been a while now, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. You are in you got a different background than what you're normally. What's going on?
Yes, I moved. Praise God, I moved. I got my own very small but beautiful girly apartments.
A beautiful girly apartment?
I'm so happy. I can't really disclose where I am in Jerusalem,
Yeah.
That is unfortunate.
Yes, don't do that. Imam Abdullah is here. We don't need him knowing where you live.
That's right. You know how he is.
But I'm telling you, after being going in and out of this nation for 4 years, hauling luggage all over this nation, sleeping on the floor when there was no bed, sleeping 2 nights here, 4 months here, 1 month here, God just blessed me with my own place. And there's nothing like coming home and things is where you left them and you have your own bathroom.
Own bathroom is a plus.
I wish Mark had his own bathroom.
I'm so happy and grateful.
Now, people don't understand. 35 minutes after Tom Trento, your host, Enemies of the State. Hello, everybody. Just tuning in. You're listening on WSBR radio, commercial radio. We buy the time for the time being. We buy the time, and that enables us to not sell commercials, because why have somebody else pay for this when we can pay for this? And we can bring you a whole uninterrupted hour with no commercials. And we know what's going on with Jerusalem Jane, and she is one of the most dedicated, committed people out there. Like she said, living on couches, living here, carrying bags there, whatever. God called her from Denmark. I've been reading, Jane, some of the Crusaders came out of Denmark back in the late 11th century. Interesting stuff. And she deserves your support. So we have enabled Jane to raise some money through the United West. She's doing work for us out there, reporting for us. We're going to hear about that. So you can go to her new website. She's got a brand new website. Check this out with her glamour shots. Look at this.
Glamour shot.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
Schmuck. What do you think?
Sexy.
Yeah, look at that, man. With the dome in the background, the whole deal with the smile. What does your website tell people?
It's a presentation of me. It's a presentation of who I am, what brought me to Israel, all the different circumstances that brought me here, and what I'm doing here. And mostly, and most importantly, why the world needs to wake up and stand with Israel, why we have a responsibility as Christians to say, if you believe in the Bible, we need to stand up for Israel. And then there is, a page with all my interviews, the interviews I have done and the people that have interviewed me. Then there is a page if people want to meet me, because I would really like to go and speak to people about all of these things and why we need to stand with Israel. And yes, then there is a donate page for people who want to sow into what I'm doing here and make it possible for me to stay here and bless the Jewish people.
Yeah, and we would say on the donut page that instead of sending her donuts, send her donations and put recurring. Just as a little box for you to put in her name. Though we don't get an overwhelming amount of donations, we can't figure out which ones go to Jerusalem Jane. But put in her name in the little box where it looks for comments, put recurring, send $25, $100 a month, whatever you can do, because she's doing tremendous work there. She's in and out of the Knesset, she's all over the place. But she's also reporting back. She's in a report now on a very, very difficult week that Israel has had. But before we do that, Jane, Damon, tell Jane about President Obama's wonderful decision a couple of days ago with Cuba. Cuba, man, Cuba.
Ay. Jane, I don't know if you heard, but our lovely president decided to go ahead and recognize Cuba and also to reopen the embassy, our embassy there, and allow them to reopen theirs here. And Ted Cruz, one of our Republican hopefuls, said that is a slap in the face to Israel. Is this making any news over there?
It's the first to me. I'm sorry. It's the first to me. I'm sorry, but it doesn't surprise me, because who knows what's going up in the head of Obama? He's doing all these things to all the crazy people when he should be supporting Israel, and he's not. So I'm not surprised, but no, I can't say I've heard much about it, because we are being attacked with all these crazy Muslims right now because of the Ramadan. So that's kind of what I've been focusing on.
Whoa.
Ramadan in Israel?
No, Ramadan is a holy month of prayer and fasting.
Well, apparently it is, but there is an exception. If you're a jihadist fighter, you don't have to fast, because it would influence the task that you have.
I didn't know this.
So if you are jihadist fighters, you don't. All these things don't apply to you. You can go do your crazy thing, and then you can fast after the Ramadan. And that's what we see they're doing here.
I did not know about this exception, Tom.
Oh, so there's a jihad exception.
Of course. That is what this Ramadan bomber thing that you cover all the time. What do you think? Don't act stupid.
Well, tell us. All right, that makes sense. So you learn something every day here.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Everybody has to do this, except if you're killing other people, then you don't have to do it.
Of course, because that is the highest service that you could do for Allah.
Straight. This is the most holy month for the religion of peace. But if you're fighting killing people, you don't have to follow the most holy month of the religion of peace. You can still kill people.
And you do not even have to fast, because you need your energy to do this killing. So you're exempt from having to fast if you're doing the killings.
Now, a word, Jerusalem Jane, to our Muslim brothers and sisters who follow the show. What the hell sense does that make? Somebody explain that. Come on.
There is no explanation except that this is evil, evil, evil. What can you say?
It is evil, really is evil. All right, well, tell us how evil is playing its hand out in Jerusalem over this past week with several attacks. I know that you were close to these and aware of them. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, and forgive me if I'm looking down a little bit because so much has happened. I had to make a list to just
It's okay.
name some of it. But you know what? It started, we had two young men who was out driving, and there's an Arab standing in the side of the road saying, you know, slow down, I need some help. So they slow down, and he shoots them point blank, and he kills one of them. That was kind of the start. And then it has just been terror attack. I'm just going to read a little bit.
Go ahead.
There were some school children driving in Jerusalem, East Jerusalem, in a bus, you know, moving from one place to another. And that bus just were hurled with rocks, just stoned. And someone filmed inside of the bus seeing all these children, you know, face down and covering themselves. And these are big rocks. They can kill. And these are children. And then the next day, going into Hebron to Rachel's tomb, there is a lot of checkpoints. And there's a female guard standing guard and an Arab lady. She's only 20 years old. The soldier is only 20 years old. And when this Arab lady comes up to the soldier, she pulls out a big knife and she starts stabbing her in the neck. The next thing that happened here was 4 guys were out at the basketball game. And when they are leaving, there is a car in front of them, and it slows down. It's driving really, really slow, and they're talking about what's going on. Do we need to go out and help them? And all of a sudden, they're being shot at, and one of the guys is being killed. And the that in itself is really tragic. But that family has already had so much lost. The dad in that family, his brother was killed in '78 during his time in the IDF. 13 years ago, his other son, who was a pilot in the IDF, was killed. And now his other son was killed going home from a basketball game because some Arabs saw Jewish license plate and they decided, okay, let's just kill some Jews. My heart broke this week and I was crying when I saw this funeral, and this dad was singing at his son's funeral. You know, this was the second son that he had to bury, and he already buried his brother.
This is all.
So there's been.
This is all this past week, right?
Oh, it's not even close.
Okay,
there was an Arab teenager who got arrested with a fully automatic gun going into Israel. There was another one coming in his big fat BMW driving up to the checkpoint. You're running out of the car. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. So they had to shoot him because he wanted also just to kill. I mean, it's one thing after another this week. Even the Israeli president, Reuven Rivlin, was out saying today that, you know, the month of Ramadan is the month of terror.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. So
that's the reason
they arrested, the IDF went into, because there are terror cells in Judea and Samaria where they are sitting plotting all of these things. There's not a lone wolf. It doesn't exist. They are funded, they are picked out. It's all this big network. So they arrested 40 Hamas terrorists. That's exactly what I just told them. They arrested 40 Hamas terrorists in Judea and Samaria over the last few days.
So that's the reason the FBI, seeing all this going over in Israel and watching all the traffic spike with all these jihadis online saying, hey, get out there, fire it up, you know, especially over our 4th of July. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, I don't know how much you know about our Independence Day here.
Yeah. I've seen it here. They are expecting...
You know a lot about Israel's Independence Day. Does Denmark have like an Independence Day or anything like that?
We have, in Danish, it's called Grundlovsdag, June 5. Yeah, we do.
June 5? And what, like a Viking killed somebody from France or something? Or what's the history?
No, it's just, let's not go into that. Let's talk about it. It's more important. Let me just tell you another thing.
But you declared independence from somebody. Somebody was running your country and you said no more. whatever. So you know what it's like.
Eric the Red.
We were connected to Sweden and all of this
Yeah.
balagan and way
Oh,
back.
you're connected to Sweden. Okay.
Did you know that ISIS was handing out flyers in East Jerusalem? They are here now, handing out flyers in East Jerusalem saying we are going to come and we're going to kill all the Christians.
Yes.
You have until the end of the Ramadan, or we're going to hunt you down and we're going to slaughter you like sheep. That's what the flyer says. And then they encourage all their supporters in East Jerusalem to go find, and now I'm going to say us because I'm one of them, to go find the Christians, find out where we live, collect all the address, and hand them over to the ISIS supporters. So this is all of a sudden becoming very home to me, because not only am I a Christian, but I'm a big supporter, I'm in the media, and I stand with Israel. So this is everyday life now here.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, where's all this going? It's Israel's fault. Everything's Israel's fault. Hey, you have, ladies and gentlemen, you have a group of people who have a 1,400-year-old ideology, a belief system that they're born into, they're educated throughout, they're directed to behave in a particular way, and they die in this ideological system. And the system has at its root the hatred for Jews and Christians. If you take the hatred for Jews and Christians out of Islam, Abdullah, what do you have left?
Very little, Tom. Just
Very
some
little.
crazy customs, really.
You got a couple of customs, and you have some nice dinners and
We are
whatever.
driven by our hatred for people of the book and Christians.
There is no raison d'etre without reason for existing, without killing and subduing the infidel and the crusaders. So it's a very interesting situation to have a religion with 1 billion people in it.
1.5.
1.5, 1.3.
You're
Wait,
just
hang on. Let me get this point out. It's a very fascinating situation to have 1.3 billion people in a belief system that its essence rests on hating and killing Jews and Christians. Think about that, how crazy that is. So we've played all kinds of games with taking all the Jews out of Israel and sending them to Mars. There's not a Jew left on the
Last time it
planet.
was the South Pacific Islands. What are you doing with my people?
Send them to Mars. There's no more
Whoa!
Jews. There's no more Jews on the face of the earth. They've been annihilated by Martians, okay? Does Islam's quest for world domination stop at that point?
Of course not.
Well, Tom, I disagree.
And you know
with
what? I'm sorry, Mark, for interrupting you.
Okay.
This week, again, Hamas started their so-called summer camps for their kids. Full-blown terrorist camps. When we went to camp, we played soccer and we had fun and we were fighting in water and all of these things. These kids are running around in uniforms. Some of them with real guns, learning how to kill the Jewish people. This is how they're bringing up their kids.
It wasn't
This is
just
so
Hamas.
sick
The
and
Palestinian
twisted. I can't
Authority.
even-
The Palestinian Authority was running camps just like them.
Both of them?
Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
for our audience.
Typically, it's been Hamas. The PA's doing it now also.
For our audience at 49 minutes after, this is a very, very important point on the 3rd of July, Friday. Tom Trento, Enemies of the State. WSBR Radio here in Boca Raton, 740, RedStateTalkRadio.com. Very important point. You have the Hamas, which are the evil terrorists, and you have the Palestinian Authority over in the West Bank, Judea, Samaria. Come with us March 12th of next year, and we'll show you all. We'll take you into these places. Once you're there and you understand this, you can't be turned back. But the narrative to the world through the UN and through America and everybody else is the Palestinian Authority led by Mahmoud Abbas, Abu Mazen. They're the contemplative moderates, and they really want to make peace with Israel. But they got this stubborn Hamas over here they're trying to sort out. What are you telling us now, Damon, about the Palestinian Authority also having summer camp in Israel to train their kids? What's that say?
Palestinian Authority incites summer camp kids with AK-47 rifles. PA message to Washington is they want peace. The PA message to their kids is killing Israelis is heroic.
This is sad.
It doesn't matter if they're called ISIS, Hamas, Hezbollah, PLO, Islamic Jihad. It's the same evil. It's the same
It
evil.
really
It's
is.
pathetic. Israel has no peace partner. They never did. Abu Mazen is a terrorist. He is. Every time someone goes and do a terrorist attack here, Abu Mazen and the leadership of the so-called Palestinians are paying them. They are glorifying them.
Abu Mazen, a little lesson in etymology here. Abu Mazen is the terrorist name for Mahmoud Abbas, who's the president of the Palestinian Authority. Before these guys had some sort of political structure, the Palestinian Authority, they were all terrorists fighting Israel. And Abu means father. Mazen was the oldest son. And the way you identified these different people, sort of a code thing, was he's the father of his oldest son, Mazen, Abu Mazen. So that's how most Israelis referred to Mahmoud Abbas, by his terrorist name, not his sanctified and cleaned up political name, Mahmoud Abbas.
Just like she was saying, they're all one and the same. Here you have a story with the IDF says the Hamas helped ISIS in the Sinai attacks. For anyone who's not aware of what's going on, Islamic State was relentless in the Sinai Peninsula, attacking around 15 Egyptian army posts, killing 74. I've seen the numbers vary, but 74 Egyptians. And here you have Hamas helping the Islamic State. Hamas this weekend's going to meet with Hezbollah. It's absolutely crazy. The only thing that they have in common is hatred.
You guys all got it wrong.
Towards Israel. And Shin Bet, the intelligence service here, was out yesterday with a big report saying Hamas is ready for the next round. We can expect it anytime now.
Wow.
It's been a year, last summer, and we know that. They are just talking while they are building up.
Janie, you got room for about 6 guys in your living room there sleeping on the floor?
We can make that work. It'll be tight, but let's just
using one bathroom.
Yeah, she likes that one bathroom. I'm sure she'd really love 6 of us coming
Your
over
little
there.
girly house would have a heart attack, I think.
But I just want to add one thing. You guys got it all wrong. Just like in Boston. I mean, you guys try to say it's something to do with this. Well, not according to our U.S. attorney and judges. Just like this.
There was nothing, as you heard Judge O'Toole say in the courtroom, there was nothing about this crime that was Islam associated. And so that's what I was struck by more.
The Boston bombing she's talking about, folks.
How can you say there's nothing religious in the Quran and it's nothing throughout the entire deal?
That is a skewed view of the religion of Islam. That is not what Islam is all about. And so when individuals utilize
How
that,
do
it
you
is a radicalized
get that woman
off?
off?
Yeah,
that
really.
ideology.
This is
It's a
Carmen
radical
Ortiz,
ideology,
U.S. attorney,
which really isn't
who was
at the
involved in
heart
litigating
of what is truly
Dzhokhar
a
Sarnev.
peaceful
And
and
after
loving religion.
his sentencing, she goes out and has a press conference and basically was an apologist, a defender.
Islam's a religion of peace,
Islam.
Tom. Come on. It's a religion of peace.
Where's the compulsion? How do you find it in yourselves to say such an asinine thing publicly and try to defend it? Because
the Muslims are ruling this world with fear.
Now, have you gotten up to the Mount? Have you been able to go up there during Ramadan?
Yeah, well, I wanted to, but it's closed in the afternoon because it's so crazy mayhem up there. They only let people up in the morning, and I didn't know. So yeah, I'm gonna go one morning. I've just kind of been busy with the whole moving thing.
When do all the Muslim men go up there? Is it just Jummah, just Friday, or are they going up there every day now during Ramadan?
No, it's every day. They're up there praying every day. But of course, Friday is always special. Today is Friday, so today is always special on Friday with thousands and thousands and thousands up there.
Now, they're still bussing them in from Gaza and from
I actually think they are on Friday, yeah.
Wow.
Well, I got one important question for you, Jane. This Sunday, you pulling for the USA in the World Cup? And what's the reaction in Israel? Is there any reaction to the Women's World Cup over in Israel? No?
I haven't seen any of it.
Okay.
How about the flotilla, the armada?
Oh my God, I love our Navy. They just went in, they stopped them, and they just brought them out. No big deal. They really did a good job. They were prepared and they stopped them.
I know you've been very busy with your personal situation, moving and up and down, trying to raise funds. And she needs money, ladies and gentlemen. Look,
I really do.
Send her some money, please, right now. Go to her website, Jerusalem Jane, and you can make a donation there. But we loved it over here. Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel, wrote a letter, and as the Navy boarded the ships or took them under control, handed this letter to the captain of these various goofy ships in this flotilla. And the letter essentially starts off with, "Hi, welcome to Israel. I'm Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu." And obviously, you're lost because you really want to go a little bit north up to the Syrian port, because that's where people are slaughtering each other, and that's where your help is really needed. Your help isn't needed in a country that is doing, and then he goes on to say what he's doing for not only for Israelis, but for Muslims and for the Hamas. And the great point is this: they want to break the blockade so that the Hamas can get supplies from the outside world. And Israel's saying, come on, you're sending them weapons, it's not going to happen. I think there's another way to get into Gaza, if we're not mistaken. I think we've been down to the Rafah crossing, which happens to be in Egypt. There's a way to get into Gaza through Egypt. Why didn't this flotilla go to Egypt and just offload their stuff and go through Egypt, through the Rafah crossing, through the southern entrance, and go into Gaza? What's the big deal?
Because then they can't beat on Israel. This is not about, seriously, this is not about helping any so-called Palestinians. This is BDS crap, sorry. This is anti-Semitism. This is hate towards Israel. This is the last time, when this happened and the Israelis killed someone on the ship because they attacked them, there was no aid on that ship. It was not about that. It was just about beating on Israel. That's what this is all about. And for some reason, the world is just like, oh, boycott Israel. And the Navy, and what can you say? Thumbs up for Bibi for writing a letter like that.
Yeah, it was great. It was really, really good.
And have you heard about this meeting between Marzuk and Nasrallah? Has that been getting any play over there? The meeting, Tom?
No, you guys know all these things. Fill me in.
No, she's trying to get her life in order over there, in Jerusalem, the attacks. I mean, they've been every single day, and she's been writing us and.
Can I just tell you? I went. I was going to take the train from the city hall. And when I walk up, first of all, we have security guys when you take the rail here. That's normal. Then there are people who check your tickets, and then there's the police. And when I walk up, I see a woman, a Muslim, all covered in black, completely. You only see her face. And she stopped with a man, and more police are coming, and they're questioning her. I mean, like, the journalist in my stomach, like, oh my, I gotta find out what this is, and I'm pulling out my phone. But at the same time, you never know with all these crazy attacks that's happening right now, and we even have female terrorists. So of course I backed up a little bit. Today the same thing happened, but these were two men pulling off the train, and more police coming, and they're checking them. So I'm telling you that the IDF, the police, everybody here, the guards, they are really, really alert, because the Ramadan, it's an insane month. It's evil. Listen, it's hot. They don't eat. They don't even drink. They are going in the mosque. They are listening to all these hate sermons all day about killing the Jewish people. And when nighttime comes, they go out and they act on it. This is what we're facing.
It's kind of an irony where the Israelis, who should understand Islamic terrorism fairly well, see a couple of people who are just not quite right, totally profile them, and move on that to protect their people. That's what's going on in Israel, the profiling of Muslim people. Yet here in the United States, we have U.S. attorneys in Massachusetts right after the bombing by Muslims of an event, and the U.S. attorney is defending, there she is, Carmen Ortiz, defending Islam. We cannot ever defeat this enemy, ladies and gentlemen, if we can't name them. Jane, we got about 10 seconds left. What are your concluding words to America and the free world as we go into the weekend?
stay alert, watch out, and support Israel, because we are the front gate to the free world. And what comes here is going to come after you.
The front gate to the free world. That's pretty good. We love you, JJ. Take care. Have a very, very safe weekend. That's it, folks. Our show for this week. On Monday, we're working on a special guest, an Israeli, very special guest. Stay tuned on Monday. See ya.